Have you ever felt like you were understanding to a fault? Does the thought of other people crying always make you cry, regardless of what it's about? Do you enjoy spending time with other people, but find yourself feeling overwhelmed or drained after social interactions? Would you consider yourself an introvert? If this is relatable to you, then you may be what is known as an empath. In this book, we will explore what it means to be an empath, how this is a gift, and how you can further develop this talent. If you are listening to this audiobook, you probably either identify as an empath or think you might be a highly sensitive individual. If you're not familiar with either of these terms, you may just be looking to become more in tune with yourself, your surroundings, and how you relate to other people. The term empath has recently become relevant to popular culture, as more people are becoming aware of how they might relate to this personality type. In an age of social media, it is hard not to become consumed with the feelings and emotions of others. If you consistently check your Twitter to see news headlines about all the tragedies going on in the world, you may find yourself a bit overwhelmed. This is understandable, as constant stimulation, especially emotionally charged stimulation, can be draining and overwhelming. It is extremely common for empaths to experience this, as they are consistently taking in other people's emotions, and more people are identifying as empaths as we adjust to a stimulating culture of emotions being expressed online and on social media. It can seem impossible to escape this, simply because we are surrounded by emotions being thrown at us every time we open our phones or even turn on the news. However, identifying as an empath is not necessarily a negative thing. In fact, it can often be considered a gift. With the right understanding and self-care tools, you can develop this gift and excel socially as an empath. An empath is broadly defined as a person who is able to internalize the emotions of other people around them. The term obviously relates to the concept of empathy, which is defined as the ability to understand and even feel other people's emotions. While humans are generally able to experience empathy, such as feeling sad for a friend when they lose a loved one, being an empath is rarer. Empaths experience this sensation to the point where they are unable to control it and can experience the emotions of other people almost to the same degree. While the two terms are connected, it is important to distinguish that merely experiencing empathy does not make a person an empath. Empaths identify as people who experience a lot of empathy all the time, sometimes to the point where they feel drained or overwhelmed, as citation to Orloff, 2017. They frequently find themselves overstimulated and unable to block out certain stimuli the way that others can. There are different psychological characteristics that go into being an empath, which we will explore in later chapters. Simply put, however, empaths process emotions and energy differently due to their hypersensitive neurons. Citation once again to Orloff, 2017. Empaths and spirituality. Being an empath is also often connected to different forms of spirituality. As developed in the science fiction world, being an empath is seen as a sort of superpower. Many people believe that empaths are much more in tune with and able to internalize the emotions and energy of other people, which can pair well with energy healing or other practices that require a deep understanding of another person's emotions. Some even believe that being an empath can be a sign of having psychic abilities. Empaths have an extremely strong sense of other people's energies, making them good spiritual healers and clairvoyants. According to psychiatrist Judith Orloff, who has conducted extensive research about the psychiatry behind empathy and identifies as an empath herself, empaths are often very sensitive to the energy that flows within and without humans. Empaths are also able to experience high levels of intuition, although these gifts are not often encouraged and can be suppressed in childhood and early adulthood, a citation to Mason in 2005. In later chapters, we will explore how to develop intuitive gifts that have been suppressed and how to become more aware of the way that our brains are able to pick up on other people's energies. Furthermore, even non-empaths can train themselves to become more empathetic and sensitive to other people's emotions and energies, which can allow us
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.